It was a special evening, and Emily had spent the entire day preparing a surprise for her husband, Mark. Their 6th wedding anniversary was today, and she wanted to make it memorable. Her 5-year-old son, Leo, was just as excited. Together, they transformed the living room into a celebration space filled with love and joy. Colorful balloons hung from the ceiling, swaying gently with the breeze from the open window. Streamers draped across the walls in vibrant patterns, and a giant banner that read, "Happy Anniversary," was proudly displayed above the door. Leo giggled as he carefully tied strings to the balloons, lining them up strategically across the entrance. "This is going to be the best surprise ever," he said, his eyes twinkling with excitement. Emily smiled warmly at her son. "I hope Daddy loves it," she whispered, placing a wrapped gift on the table. She had picked out something special for Mark, a pair of shoes he had been eyeing for weeks and a delicate necklace engraved with their initials. As the final touches were set, mother and son hid behind the couch, barely containing their excitement. They could hear the familiar sound of Mark's car pulling into the driveway. Leo covered his mouth to stifle his giggles, while Emily's heart pounded with anticipation. The front door creaked open, and Mark stepped inside. In an instant, his foot caught on one of the balloon strings, sending him tumbling forward. A loud thud echoed through the room as he landed hard on the floor. Emily and Leo sprang from their hiding spot, shouting, "Ta-da!" Their voices were filled with joy, expecting Mark to laugh or smile at their effort. Instead, he groaned in pain, rubbing his elbow. His face darkened, and he let out an exasperated sigh. "What is this?" he snapped, his voice sharp and tired. Emily's smile faltered. We wanted to surprise you," she explained softly. Mark shook his head, his frustration evident. "I've had a terrible day at work. I'm not in the mood for this." Without another word, he dropped his bag and stormed out of the house, leaving an eerie silence in his wake. Leo's little face crumpled. His bright eyes, moments ago filled with joy, now shimmered with unshed tears. "Did Daddy not like it?" he asked, his voice small and uncertain. Emily pulled him into a tight embrace, her own eyes filling with tears. She had spent the entire day planning something beautiful for the man she loved, only for it to end like this. She wanted to tell Leo that everything was fine, but her heart ached. Minutes passed in stillness. Then the sound of the door opening once again made Emily turn around. Mark stood there, a sheepish smile on his face, holding 2 gift boxes in his hands. "You really thought I forgot?" he chuckled, stepping inside. Emily blinked in surprise. Leo's face brightened instantly. "I'm sorry," Mark said, walking toward them. "I shouldn't have reacted that way. I was exhausted, but that was no excuse to ruin what you two worked so hard on." He handed Leo a small box, who eagerly tore off the wrapping to find a toy car inside. His joy returned in an instant. Mark then turned to Emily and handed her the second box. "Happy anniversary, love." With shaky hands, she unwrapped the gift, revealing a pair of elegant shoes and a beautiful necklace with their initials delicately engraved on the pendant. Her eyes welled up with fresh tears, but this time they were tears of love. Mark cupped her face gently. "Love isn't about perfect moments," he murmured. "It's about sticking together through the imperfect ones." Emily nodded, smiling through her tears. "I love you. I love you too," he whispered back, pulling her into his arms as Leo cheered happily beside them. That night they celebrated not just their anniversary, but the reminder that love was about understanding, patience, and the willingness to stay even when things didn't go as planned. And as they sat together, surrounded by balloons and laughter, Emily knew this was the love she had always dreamed of,